Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, warlocks and demons. Welcome to our Project Warlock 2 live stream. We are talking about Project Warlock 2 live development here, and I would like to welcome you all, if you're here for the first time, to the stream. So, what we are doing in our streams, if for those of you who have never watched our live streams, we are basically talking about Project Warlock 2 and its development because Project Warlock 2 is currently in development, and I would like to show you some things around. So, yeah, my name is Kuba. I am the creator of Project Warlock, and I'm currently working on Project Warlock 2, and I'm also the creator of Buckshot Software. Today's here with me Enno.
Hello guys, welcome.
Yes, and Enno is my director, operator. He's responsible for the content you guys see on the screen. He is managing everything. So, yeah, it's awesome to have you guys here. Hello, Davix. Hello, everyone who joined the stream. We are going to talk about some pretty cool things, I guess, about Project Warlock 2. Previously, we talked about, actually last week, because from what you may know, or you may not, we are streaming every week, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central European Time. We are streaming this live stream, so if you like it, then make sure to add it to your calendar and make sure to visit us weekly. We would be very happy for you guys to join us every week so that you can see how the game evolves over each week, over the time, as we are working on it. So, last week we have talked about level design, and we had a special guest. That was David. And David was basically explaining how we do the levels, we explained the basics of our tools. And I also forgot to mention David K is also the main artist on Project Warlock.
And we created like an... let's call it a house in under 1 hour. Let's call it a house. I don't know what it was, but it was a house definitely.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool stream. We definitely added some detail to the third level, and we managed to expand the catacombs and add some underground caves together with weird houses. And by the end of the stream, everything broke down. So make sure to watch that stream if you're interested. It was a lot of fun. So yeah. Also, I would like to mention, guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter if you like what you see, and if you're interested in Project Warlock 2 updates and informations, because I am trying to at least post regularly on Twitter, because I'm pretty new to Twitter too, so to say, and yeah, I'm still learning. Because I've never used it before as much, so yeah.
What did you use, like doing Project Warlock and other stuff earlier?
Well, the biggest difference is in Project Warlock, I started with Facebook page, so that was the thing I was most familiar with. But later on, I also started Twitter account, and then we are using it up until today.
Yeah,
however, yeah, I was not really that familiar with Twitter, so it's something new for me still. However, I like it very much. I have to say, it's a very cool social media to show new stuff very quickly and to actually talk about cool stuff. So yeah, make sure to follow me on Twitter. Also, make sure to follow David K on Twitter, and make sure to follow Luke from Absolute Audio and Jerry Ler from on his Twitter, because both of these guys are working on the original soundtrack for Project Warlock 2 again. So yeah, let's carry on, I guess. Today I would like to cover the topics of the monsters in Project Warlock 2, because this is another huge difference when it comes to Project Warlock and Project Warlock 2. And today we're going to talk about all of the cool stuff that I added, improved, and David made for Project Warlock 2 when it comes to the design and art style and the mechanisms and the implementation, so to say. So, if you're interested, we could continue, right? And Enno, let's move over to the editor screen so that...
We already did. Do your
Okay,
magic.
awesome. Hello, Ballard. It's nice to have you here with us. We are going to talk about the monsters. So, guys, what you can see on the screen right now is the Unity editor window that I use to create Project Warlock, and the current scene that we are in is my little playground. I also have a little surprise for you for the second part of the stream. If I don't forget, make sure Enno to remind me of the small surprise I'm talking about.
No, because
right
you lied. We were supposed to talk about monsters, and I don't see any on the screen.
Well, actually, you're wrong. Take a
Stop!
look at that.
Actually, ghouls in here. My bad.
We have some monsters.
My bad.
So, so this is the scene where I test stuff, and I think every game has something like this. Basically, I really think that every developer has such a level where they just place stuff and test it quickly without having to go through the levels and stuff. So this is my test scene, which I'm using since I think that's over a year now. We have, for example, here the level exit switch. We have doors, different types of doors, water, fire, hurt boxes, items, the weapons. We also have the upgrade stations. This is also a new thing when it comes to Project Warlock 2. I will be going into that details also. Just let me know if you guys if you're interested. I mean that's stupid because you are probably interested in knowing how they work. But if you would like to cover these first or the monsters, because well, I planned the monsters for today, but as I'm looking at these upgrade stations now, it would make sense to also talk about them. But whatever, let's keep going. This is the platforms I have created to test the movement of the player and the AI. And I also have these staircases here. 3 different types. Obviously, the textures are placeholders, but they're not necessary in the development scene. Let me look at the chat here quickly. Hello, Anya. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, that's a really awesome nickname that I love in Polish, but it's really hard to say it in English, actually. I know.
Yeah. So it's awesome to have you here. Okay, so as I said, we have 3 types of staircases, and I use these actually to test the movement of the player, and this is also something I would like to talk about. Jeez, we have so many things to talk about.
Let's start with the stairs and the movement, because that's other topic that we should, scrap for today and talk about monsters. But let's start with it and then go to the monsters, to the cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So basically, I replayed Blood recently, and actually I have noticed a lot of cool details that I have not noticed in other games. So this is also the reason why I'm going to show you guys some of those things, because I actually tried to take my time.
How many times you've completed Blood?
I'm not really sure, man. I'm not sure.
Is it like 50s, 100s?
Man,
It's gonna be a lot.
think not as much as you may think, but definitely a lot. So Blood is just one of those games which have this high replay value. I don't know why, but it's just fun to shoot, fun to kill those cultists and zombies.
It is.
It just, I don't know, it has something to it. Even though it's pretty short when it comes to the base game, right? Okay, so here we are in the scene, in the play mode right now. And as you can see right now, when I'm walking down these stairs, nothing particular happens, but what you're going to see is when I pick up the weapon, that's going to actually change and show you the difference. So actually first, before we start, I really want to talk about how the weapon behaves in Project Warlock 2, because in Project Warlock 1, I really took a lot of time to make the weapon bob and head bob movement feel good, and I knew that adding such things would make the game more dynamic and make it feel better. So this time around, I took even more time to improve on that, and I'm giving you guys an option to choose between weapon bobbing types, and for that I'm giving you currently 2 options. One is the classic Doom styled weapon bob, and this is how it looks like. And the other type that I have prepared for you guys is
While
in the
Kuba
mist
is
settings.
switching, I would like to add that, guys, please remember that everything you see on stream is subject to change. It's a work in progress. There can be much more options and you know, stuff that's gonna be in the game. Or Kuba can one day wake up with, you know, not that great of a humor and decide that no, weapon bobbing is bad.
Yes, exactly.
So for now, you see what you see, but it's you know, you never know. Subject to change.
Well, I really have to say now, to be honest, I did remember in the beginning of the stream that I'm supposed to say that everything is work in progress, but somehow I forgot that again. I'm sorry, Anno.
That's why I'm
but
here.
Yes, everything you see is a work in progress. So the second weapon bob type is more. It's more like Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I really like that game too, and I'm replaying it currently also. So this is my second inspiration for the weapon bob. So you can pick between the classic Doom and Return to Castle Wolfenstein weapon bob.
I really like that one.
I really like it too, and it's pretty fast, and it actually depends on the movement speed because you can actually walk slower.
But it's not
and
that intrusive to the gameplay. Actually, that's what I meant. That it's there, you notice it, but it's not that intrusive.
Well, and by the way, you can also reduce the amount of weapon bob, and actually keeping it at 50 is pretty cool because it's very subtle.
Oh yes.
But it looks very cool, and it really feels very good. So let's look again at the Doom type. It's much more fluid and slower, but this is how it was in Blood, and this is how it was in Doom, and this is why I'm giving you the option, guys, because I know this is actually an important part of the game. So to continue, these are, for me at least, very important aspects when it comes to the first-person shooter. The way that weapon behaves on the screen and the way that player behaves. So what I implemented recently is something which I call like a crouch after jumping. So after you jump, the character does this little so to say crouching animation, and thanks to that you can feel the movement of the player. And I don't know if you can notice
the weight
this, but
of the equipment, actually.
Yes, the weight of the equipment, the weight of the character. You can actually feel how smooth and how heavy the player is. So
did you test doing it in like full speeds?
What do you mean exactly?
Like running full speed and then jumping and... Oh yeah, it looks good. There is no intrusion in like flow of the gameplay. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that.
No
I made sure about that.
No questions.
So Project Warlock is supposed to be a very fast game, so I actually took a lot of time to test it, and it works pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. Also, another thing you may notice is that when you jump, the weapon moves up a little bit, which suggests the jumping movement, and then when you hit the ground, it drops down and comes back to the middle. And this is also a very important aspect for me of a first-person shooter, and this is something I added recently, but as I'm looking at it right now, I cannot imagine the game without this, to be honest. Of course, you can go to the settings and disable the weapon bob if you want, but I don't like it. I mean, personally, for me, this is not the thing that I would choose. I like to have the weapon bob at 50, but yeah. Also, what's more important, when you're moving up and down the stairs, the weapon on the screen also reacts to that. So as you can see, I'm moving right now, and if I enter the stairs, the weapon is going to move down a little bit, and if I then move again on the flat surface, it goes back up. So it gives you this feeling of real staircase movement, and you can actually feel the character interacting with the stairs, which may sound a little bit stupid, but in reality, it really makes the game feel better. And this happens when you walk down and up the stairs. So this is a very simple thing, but it adds a lot to the game.
That's a lot of really immersion. Let's put it that way.
Yes, and another thing I want to talk about is the camera movement, and this is something I actually also added quite recently. Is the camera movement when you walk down and up a staircase. And first, let me show you how it looks like, if it's it's possible. Hopefully. Sorry. Let's see how it looks like. Oh, I broke something. Sorry.
And I'm gonna ask really quickly, Kuba, did we change the character you are testing right now? Because I see a different photo.
We are actually still working on the mugshots, and we don't have the final version yet of
so
the
it's a changed
face.
mugshot. Okay. Because I was scared that we're gonna spoil and show something.
No, don't worry.
Okay.
So what we have here is a second or third version of Palmer, the first character, and we're still trying to capture that original Project Warlock mugshot style. However, we are still spending a lot of time on that, so you don't have to worry about it. This is still work in progress and experiment. So we're back, and let me disable one script on the camera. So usually before that thing that I implemented, walking on the stairs looked like this, and you see that it's very jerky. It's not smooth at all, and it makes the screen go wobbly when you just move on the stairs. You can notice that better with higher stairs and with bigger steps. So.
It looks like you're trying to go down the stairs with your knees not bent.
Yeah, so this was one of the issues, and I fixed it easily by adding one script to the camera, and this is it here, and it works that much better. So this is a very, very simple thing here. So
very simple, but how much it changed.
Wait, let me read the chat for a second. Pull it up. A gun if you want to shoot on stairs, for example. This is something I did not take into account actually. So, Valor, that's a cool notice, but I'm still wondering if this is something that would impact the game. So let's say you're walking on the stairs and you shoot. We have to test it around and see if it feels worse when the weapon is a little bit below the view when you're shooting. So currently it's working like this. So naturally when you're walking down or up the stairs, your movement is different and the weapon should be theoretically in a different position. So this is why it's like that. But I did not actually think about it when doing that. So yeah. Also with this script which I just enabled, walking between such objects makes it just feel much more smoother, just like in Doom or Blood. It's not maybe as smooth as in those two games because technology, engines, and everything changed over time, and the collision detection works different. But it's still smooth, and I'm pretty happy with it. So this is what we have here, guys, and it works pretty smoothly. So yeah, let me read the chat again because I can see there's a lot of things happening. Yes, I agree. It adds a lot of fidelity, and these small touches actually, I think, make up for the whole experience of the game. So adding those small things together really makes the game feel better, so to say. Because yes, you could actually leave some of those out, but as you start removing these effects, the game might start feeling a bit janky. I think that's the word, right? I know janky is the word. If you don't have such things, then...
I mean, barren is another thing you can call it. The whole experience just became hollow, barren, yeah, something like that. I wanted to add that you tell us that those are the small differences you're making, but for example, you can do like 120 small differences to the game, and they're gonna change the experience a whole lot.
Yes, so basically this is also another important part of game development. I think a lot of people think that when designing a game you can skip some small things like I don't know, a sound when the door is locked, or like the weapon bob. And actually, if you skip one or two of those things, it's okay, no one will notice. But if you keep skipping those tiny details, then the game will become very simple, and people might actually start thinking that the game is janky or just.
Did you ever have that feeling with Project Warlock? Or the first one, I mean.
Yes, I had that feeling, and that was before I added the decoration, the damage. And that was one thing which I thought that is not necessary for the game, but it was very cool because you could interact with the environment. It was like I was walking around the level and I shot a decoration. And I was like, it would be pretty cool if I could destroy it, even though it doesn't add anything to the game, right?
Yeah.
So this is why I added it. It added basically another level to the experience of the player. So you're talking about the loss of accuracy. Actually, rifle is, I think, the single weapon which has a spray pattern. Maybe not like in Counter-Strike, but definitely if you move, you're going to lose accuracy, and the spread of the weapon is going to change. It's obviously more visible at higher distances, and together with the recoil, you really have to take your shots, and the recoil resets. I mean, the spread resets when you're shooting in slow bursts. So
yeah, but we need to take into the account that there is a lot of weapons in Warlock that are,
yes.
For example, projectiles or hit scans.
Yeah, so basically that's what I also wanted to say. So
I'm sorry,
that's good.
I'm too fast
It's a
today.
it's good that you mentioned it. I'm really happy that you mentioned it because we are using a lot of different types of weapons in Project Warlock 2 to give you the best possible experience. So not only you have hit scan weapons like those classic, like rifle in this state, the rifle is a hit scan. So it's basically when you pull the trigger, so to say, when you click on the mouse, the bullet instantly hits the monster. So this is one type of a weapon. The other type is projectile weapons. So when you shoot, the projectile has to physically travel the distance to the monster, and you also have what other projectile types do we have? When I'm talking about it, it really I think.
I mean, those are the two like the main archetypes, but then
Yes.
then the crazier the game gets, the crazier stuff the developers always do.
Basically, you can combine a lot of things together to get the effect you want, but basic two projectile types that we are using is the physical projectile and the hit scan projectile. So so I really think that tiny details bring the game together for a better experience, and I think this is it when it comes to the small topic of the movement and the character, because actually what I could also show you is the head pop. It's subtle, but if I crank it up to 100, it's noticeable. And I think it's a little bit too fast right now. It pops way too fast, but this is still a subject to change, and I'm still working on that. So yeah, but you can disable both of these, and then you have no problem. The game feels like you're floating around. This is why I like those two things, because now I feel like I'm on a skateboard or like a hoverboard, and I'm not walking. I'm just like floating in air, and this is why I think weapon bob is important, because this doesn't feel right to me. However, because each to their own, you can actually pick that. And guys, in Project Warlock 1, I released the game without the field of view slider because I don't like playing on low field of views, but I in the beginning I did release the game with not smallest field of view, but like optimal, which I thought at the time was optimal, but then I added the field of view slider to Project Warlock, and I'm doing the same thing again in Project Warlock 2. You have the field of view slider, you can adjust the field of view to your liking. Before, I think a couple of months ago, I was a big fan of playing at 94, 96.
I still play on 95, actually.
To be honest, I kind of switched over to 120, and I'm playing every single game on 120 right now. I don't know why.
I tried to switch on Doom Eternal, but my accuracy just was, I lost it entirely.
Okay, so yeah, it really depends on the person when it comes to the
Kuba, monsters.
Yes, that's a good thing you're talking about it because I wanted to actually move over to the monsters. So we are going to kill some stuff today, and we are going to use the console to make our lives easier. So I am going to give myself
Cheater.
everything there is.
Cheater.
uh, so you have the classic command, you have give all, and you have God, and you have also no clip. And what else do you have? You have spawn. You can spawn monsters. You can resurrect them, and I'm going to show you that also in a minute. Yeah, we are cheating. Yes. But guys, remember, cheating is not okay in online games, right? I want you to remember that. Cheating is only good in single player games because I really think that single player game is a single player game, and this is your way of playing it, and you should be able to do what you want. So if you like to play without cheats, then you can play without cheats.
And remember, that person that says that to you is actually Kuba have no problem with ego, but his favorite command is God. Exactly.
Yes. With this little switch here, which I created a long time ago for this level, I can assign a lot of events to anything in game. So actually, I made a very cool system for interacting with the environment, and that was one of the most important things when creating the base of Project Warlock 2. You can use the same switch to open the doors, spawn monsters, and to move platforms, and to do a lot of crazy things at the same time. You can even spawn items if you want. So this switch here is spawning monsters, and here we have some brain dead ghouls. I have their AI disabled, so they always spawn in with the AI disabled, so that we can just admire their animations and how they look. I know a lot of you guys had some concerns about the visual style of the monsters, because I remember people talking about how in the trailer the monsters are not that pixel art style anymore, and that they are maybe in 3D. Some people said that they're in 3D, but no. As you can see, they're 2D. These are sprites. I'm not sure if I talked about that in the previous streams, but yes, they are still.
Yeah, we talk about them being 8-dimensional, and I joked about them being 2.5D.
Yeah, so as you can see, we can even count those sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 sides for each animation, and this is what we have here. So also, the monsters have different hitboxes on their body. So you have one hitbox for the head, you have one hitbox for the body, and one hitbox for the legs. And I think most of the monsters have that, apart from one flying monster, which I don't want to talk about right now because let's keep it for later, right? Let's not spoil everything at once.
Oh no.
But yeah, this is how it looks like, and it was actually very tricky to do that, because I had this issue previously where when I rotated the camera, the sprite would change. But then I looked online at how actually. Not online. I played Doom. That's the best thing to do. I played Doom and I checked how it works in Doom.
My man.
And I noticed that even when you rotate your camera, the sprites of the monsters never change. They only change depending on the position you are in. So as you can see, they're always pointing. The sprite is corresponding to the direction they're pointing with their heads, where they're looking at. So this is what we have. And yeah, I was talking about killing monsters, so let's try to see what one double-barreled shot can do with 5 ghouls. Let's see if I can kill them all with one shot. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen, but let's just kill them. So one shot kills 3 ghouls at least, and it explodes them into pieces, and I really like that. But actually, we can go to the upgrade station, and this is also something I want to talk about, and buy the all shot upgrade, which is actually, yeah, it is an upgrade now. So you can choose between different upgrades in Project Warlock 2. As I said, I also want to talk a little bit about the upgrade system. So currently the weapons have a bit more depth to them, because you can not only upgrade the look of them, and choose like between one upgrade or two. You can also buy alternative fire modes, alt fires. So I just bought the all shot upgrade for the double barrel, and I can use it to kill the monsters with shooting the both barrels at once. So this is this is one way to do that. So it really creates a lot of
glorious.
damage. And you can also use the akimbo to kill them. And it's, you know, the shotgun has a huge spread, so it really depends on how the spread places itself, because the spread of the weapon has some limits to it, but it's random. So sometimes the bullets might go somewhere where you don't want them to. Therefore, the shotgun is a perfect weapon for close range. So
there are a few questions in the chat, Kuba, for you that are actually
really
cool.
Let's talk about questions.
So Heaven is asking, those icons above healths are power-ups. And I know the answer, but I'm gonna, you know, not drop it.
You mean
myself.
those icons here?
No, the 1, 2, 3 above the health.
Yes, that's true. And okay, so that's what you mean. Yes, these are actually the utilities of the character. And this is our way of implementing the magic system in Project Warlock 2. We are overhauling the magic system from Project Warlock 1, and we are making it much more usable. So the first utility that you're going to get when playing the first episode is the akimbo utility for the first character. And when you enable it, you can actually go to settings, controls, and you can bind it here to any button you want. So I have it right now under Q. And if you press the Q, this blue, so to say, rectangle is going around this utility item, and then it's on cooldown. So basically what we're doing here is changing the mana into cooldown system so that you have more incentive to use it, because I know that a lot of people wanted to save the mana for the staff or for something else. So I really want to give you guys not a choice, but more tools to work with, so to say. And I think this is the best way of describing that. And you have actually 3 utilities per character. So the first character his first utility is the akimbo utility. So I think this answers the question.
So there was another important, because we talk about monsters today, don't we? So Volpin asked about the bar below health of the monster.
Oh yes, that's a very interesting thing. This is something I wanted to cover today.
And please do what you know what I want. Please do.
There's a lot of things to talk about. So yes, basically what I'm expanding the AI of Project Warlock 2 monsters. And what I'm doing here is I actually implemented something which you guys might think is a bit crazy, but I really like that. And let me get to the point. In Project Warlock 2, just make sure you're ready for it. In Project Warlock 2, the monsters can get stressed when you shoot a lot and when you deal a lot of damage. Yes, it's not the player who's stressed, it's the monsters. So I think it's a very interesting thing, and you're going to like it. And basically what stress does is when it reaches a certain point, monsters can start to panic. They can start to run away. They can start to shooting at random places. They can get basically they can panic, and this is a reward for the player when the player is very aggressive and deals a lot of damage. And we're experimenting with it to make it work as best as possible. So it really needs a lot of playtesting, because it's not easy to balance something like this. So we are still working on it, but I will show you an example of how it looks like. By the way, I'm showing you some of the new animations when you kill the monsters. So you have headshots, you have body shots, you have different animation types.
Can you slice one with sword?
Yeah, I can do that.
Oh yes! I really like that one.
And if you deal... Actually, this is another thing. Oh my god, there's so many things to talk about. We are also overhauling the jibbing mechanics. So you can actually jib the monsters, or giblets. It's giblets, right? So it's jibbing. You can jib monsters if you deal enough damage below the 0 health of the monster. So if Ghoul has 40 health and you deal like, I think it's right now 80 damage or something like that, or 60 minus damage, or more 60 more than you have to kill it, then it's going to enter the overkill state, and this is when its body going to explode. So you can now jib with heavy weaponry, you can jib with shotgun blasts, but if you're standing more far away, then it's not going to. The shotgun blast is not going to jib because it's a very complicated system, allowing for a lot of cool combinations of weaponry. So yeah, and I'm not sure if I should feel bad about killing all of these monsters, because I'm just spawning them in and killing them. That's crazy. But yes, let's talk about the stress system. So I'm going to spawn in a single monster right now. It's actually an imp, but I'm calling it succubus because I don't know why. So this is the succubus, and currently her stress level is not that high. And if I'm shooting her, her stress level gets slightly increased. However, her stress level can also increase when the player is killing other monsters, and this is what happens when you're in firefights. So let me now go into the scene and actually modify her parameters of her stress so that you can see how she is going to act when she is stressed. Let's see, where is that monster? So we are here.
And when we are on that, maybe spawn like 30 ghouls?
Yes, we're going to do that too.
Oh, yes!
Don't you worry.
I'm a big fan of that one. Chat, okay. You're gonna have a lot of fun with what you're about to see.
But do you want me to explode them with barrels or just shoot them?
I think just shoot them.
Okay, you can do that. So, the stress level. The max stress level currently for Succubus is 250. Let's put it at 240 to show you how she's going to act. So you should be able to see those like white particles on her head, and she's like, this is our representation of the panic state. These are basically the sweat. That's the sweat of the monster. So as the stress level is rising, she is getting more and more aggressive, shooting faster, and she's trying to evade the. Oh,
that's a nice one.
That was a hurt box, and she killed herself. So basically the stress level increases with the amount of damage you do, and it makes the monsters more aggressive, and yet also if you reach a certain threshold, they're going to start to panic and they won't attack you anymore. So that's a cool thing about that. By the way, also a cool feature which I think is worth talking about is the fire damage. So you have regular hurt box, which is going to deal damage to monsters and the player if it's set up correctly, and it seems like it's not here. But whatever, you have the fire damage hurt box, and the fire damage works a bit differently now. You have to actually, as you can see, when I'm walking through the fire, it's not dealing any damage, but when I start to stay a bit longer in it, it should
maybe turn it on.
Yeah, I think okay, this is work in progress, guys. It's not working right now, so I'm really sorry for that. But okay, now what you wanted to see, Anno, is the ghouls, right?
Yeah, the difference between levels. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, right. I'm in God mode. That's what S-King wrote. Oh my God, thank you very much. That's why it was not working. So now I'm on fire, and as you can see, in the left bottom corner near the icon, I'm taking fire damage, and you also have a counter of how much how long you're going to take the fire damage for. So if I enter the water, it actually stops the fire. So you can use the water to your advantage when you're on fire. Because sometimes, yes, water is good, right?
Please don't change it. Just leave it as it is into the whole game.
Yes, let's drink some water and keep ourselves hydrated, guys.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember
really
that.
important.
Currently in Poland it's very hot, so make sure to drink a lot of water. But yes, so this fire damage can stack up to a lot of seconds, so it's very useful to jump into the water as soon as you're on fire. So I also thought this would be a very logical thing because in the first level of Project Warlock 2, you have this sequence where a wall explodes and there's fire, and if player enters it, you would automatically search for something to put the fire out, right? And right next to it, there's a water bath, and I thought to myself, "Oh my god, I would be so stupid if that didn't work." So
How
I really had
convenient.
to. Yes, and imagine being on fire, standing in water, and not exhausting the fire.
I'm
So that was-
imagining even something better. Imagine being in a hell level, for example, and everything's
Oh,
burning
yes.
around you, and there is a lot of bathtubs to just put yourself out of the hellfire.
That would be so funny. From what I remember, in Minecraft you have this hell dimension, right? And from what I remember, if you tried to like pour the water in there, it would instantly go away. You were not able to take water into hell in Minecraft. So
Yeah, that's true.
That's a that's a funny thing. So let me now spawn a lot of ghouls to show you guys something.
No, different levels, but with the AI. Like leave 5, then 10. There are 3 levels, right?
Oh, that okay. Now I understand what you want. So,
Yeah.
yes. The ghouls
I
are
was
the
talking with code to not spoil it. I'm sorry.
okay. I get it now. So basically, ghouls are the basic enemy types, and they are very, so to say, they're slow. They deal not so much damage. They're melee only, and they're not a huge threat. And I wanted to change that. So I talked with my artist, and we came up with a cool idea of implementing a system where if you ignore them and they get together, they will deal a lot of damage. So, and they are going to move faster. So basically, we have made something which we call the horde mode for the ghouls.
Oh,
And
yes.
And I'm going to try and show you how it works. So I will have to spawn some ghouls in to the level. So let's do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or actually, let's start with 4, and you'll see how it looks like when there's less ghouls and when there's more. So I need to use my favorite command again. Hopefully I won't die. I won't use the God mode now. So as you can see, they're walking pretty slow, and they're not that aggressive. You can easily strafe them around, and you can just get rid of them very fast, right? So this is how it looks like when there's only 4 of them. But when there's more, I think.
And there will
2,
be.
4. There will be more. You believe me. Believe me. Yeah, so again, give all.
I think that it's not on.
Maybe it's not on. Let me take a look.
Or you drop the higher numbers.
That I have to check because there's either that or I'll have to take a look. Give me a second. I'll have to take a small look into the code of the game. So we have the ghoul count, and it is actually. I'm not sure why it's not working right now.
Oh no, it's so cool. I want them to see it.
Oh, I think that's the reason. I think I found the
Are we
reason.
fixing bugs on live dev?
Yeah, we are fixing bugs live, I guess.
Oh yeah, baby, that's really cool.
So that might be a simple fix because the controller of the monster have this so to say controller input, and you can move rotate, run, jump, and stuff like that. And I actually disabled the running for some reason.
Oh,
so as you can
so
see,
cool.
when there's more of them, they start running and they move a lot faster. So this is how it looks like. They die also fast, but they move a lot faster. But if we add even more monsters,
Oh yes.
their animation is going to be like different, right? So we have 3 stages. You have stage number 1 when they walk. You have stage number 2 where they run, and you have stage number 3 when they are in this berserk mode. So, this is their final animation. So you can see.
The mouth is so creepy.
Yeah, and when you actually kill them, they go back to their normal state. So it always depends on the amount of the monsters you have around them, and it has to be it has to be ghouls. It cannot be like imps or knights or pig demons. It has to be the ghoul type of monster. So there are more than a couple of ghouls together. They enter this cool state, and this is how it works.
As a viewer, you can imagine what is the potential lying in here. If Kuba did it for ghouls, imagine what he gonna do for others.
There's a lot of cool things to do, guys. I really want you to remember that, because I'm really trying to make everything better and give you as the best experience possible.
Kuba, we are slowly running out of time, and you said something about something special that you have.
Something special. Yes. I said I was talking about something special, and I think this is something that a lot of the Doom players should recognize. Can you see what's written here?
Oh no. We talked about it, and I saw screenshots. Oh no.
You know, I know what this is, right? So
this is oh no.
This is oh no. And this is something that I like quite certainly. This is like the performance test that I'm trying to do when working on the AI. You might recognize this layout. So what I have here is the complete setup for ammo, for the spells, for the weaponry, health, and everything. And quite honestly, I think it's impossible to survive this without using the God mode. So I think one thing I'm going to do is to buy the rocket launcher, and I'm also going to buy the multi-shot upgrade. So you have the standard rocket launcher, which shoots the rockets, and you also have this multi-shot upgrade, which is under your secondary fire mode button, and it shoots like a very fast burst of a couple of rockets, and you can combine that. You can combine that with the akimbo. So
oh my God.
you can deal a lot of damage here. Should I play this with God mode or
just try simply without it for a second?
I think the hit scanners are going to kill me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, wait, I need more ammo. Let's see. Show us your skill.
So,
oh my God.
Good luck, have fun. This is not going to work. Yeah, not even the first wave. Oh God.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So that was pretty fast. However, I'm going to enable the God mode now and show you. Yeah, actually, this is not as nuts as the original WAD, but it is not quite possible to create like tens of thousands of monsters for me at least at this
Kuba is just not nuts
time.
Yet.
I'm not nuts yet when it comes to stuff like that.
You will be,
and
not yet.
I think I'm not sure if it's quite remotely possible, because the older engine is like the Doom engine is very simple, and it does not require so to say the hardware to run it. But Unity, as an engine itself, has some requirements from so to say, which are much higher than Doom's, and I don't think it's possible to have that lot of enemies. But I really want you to look at this example as a comparison between Project Warlock 1 and what you can see right now. So this is the most important aspect. You mean this map should be inside the full Oh, you think it's not going to be? You think it's not going to be?
You're nuts if you think it's not going to be. What have you done?
I just noticed that I did not place the switch here at the bottom, but that's no problem for me, because I am a smart boy and I implemented the no clip. So do I have the God mode? Yes, I have the God mode, and let's actually buy the rocket launcher again. So when it comes to the upgrades in Project Warlock 2, we are not using the workshop anymore, workshop type of upgrades. We are right now implementing, we have this upgrade station system where while playing you're going to find those upgrade stations throughout the game, and with one upgrade station you can buy one upgrade. And I think that's a very fair thing, because we don't have to balance the points or anything anymore. You don't have to think about the cost. You have one upgrade. You can buy one upgrade with one station. So yeah, what do we have? He's a mage, is his spell not a cheat? Yeah, that's right, that's not a cheat, that's a spell. I think I should rename cheats to spells. God spell on. That would be pretty fun. But yeah, let's see. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. And what I want you to notice is that the game is still running at a reasonable frame rate, even at this amount of monsters. So
not even reasonable, it's running in a good frame rate.
Just remember, guys, this is editor, and in editor everything runs a bit slower. So
and we see some
I have to keep that in mind. Yeah.
I love how you're having fun, that you're not even talking a word.
Yes, man,
this shows how good Project Warlock 2 is gonna be.
I think this is just pure fun, and I can't even describe how fun this is. And I think if you look closely, you can see the monsters trying to infight with each other. We are still working on that, but it's also something I want to talk about, because it is working. And I am going to enter the previous development scene to show you guys how it works. So that was me having fun with the nuts level I created, and I think I will keep it in the game just for kicks, because it's a pretty fun thing. And hey, it's a single player game after all. So if you find the secret with the level, you should be able to find it in game. But I am not certainly 100% sure it will be at the early access launch, so just keep that in mind. Because this is not the highest priority right now. We are focusing on game balance, on bug fixing, on everything, so
I love how chat is giving me some love too, because I'm only a voice in here on this stream, and I see such a good ideas for Easter eggs. Thank you guys. That's really cool.
There's a lot of things to do. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. So yeah, okay. Well, I wanted to show you the monster infight, right? So let's. I think this is the last thing I'm going to show you today. I'll just take one knight and 3 ghouls, or 2 ghouls, or let's take. Maybe let's take the pig demon, as he's a tougher boy. We're going to assign them themselves as the targets, just to show you how it looks like. Final target and final target. So hopefully it'll work. Let's take a look at the monster fight. So this is also another thing, because so okay, so this whole thing just ended with one shot.
What have you done?
What have I done? Well, the knight shot the pig demon with single rocket and killed him instantly.
Oh, now I see it. It's so quick.
Yeah. He doesn't give a fuck about other monsters. He wants to get rid of them real quick.
That ended really quickly. The fun fact is he one-shotted a pig demon, but doesn't one-shot you.
The pig demon has different. Actually, this is another topic for the next stream. This has something to do with the monster resistance system. The player has so to say a very simple health system.
Maybe leave it for a next stream.
Yes, just guys, I want you to keep in mind that the monsters have a very complex resistance system, which I'm going to talk about in detail on the next stream. So yeah, hopefully you had fun as much as I did today. But for now, I think this is it.
And I think I lost Kuba. Yeah. So Kuba just left me. Guys, okay. I'm gonna end it right here for Kuba. Yeah, he just teleported away, I think. Kuba, are you back?
Hello.
Oh, he's
Hello.
back.
Am I here?
Yeah, you are like 3 pixels, but you're back.
I think this has something to do with the weather.
Yeah, it probably does.
Yeah, probably has something to do with the weather. So, as I was saying, it was very nice to have you guys here. Next stream, we are going to talk about more monster details because, as you can see, it's not possible to quite talk about everything in 1 hour. We are going to talk about the resistance system. We're going to talk about the monster infighting, and we are going to have some more fun on our live dev stream. So make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to follow David K on Twitter. Make sure to follow Luke and Jerry on Twitter. They're very cool guys. They're doing awesome work with the new soundtrack for Project Warlock 2. By the way, hopefully you've noticed that in the beginning of the stream and the end of the stream, we are running our new main theme. This is our, so to say, reimagined theme of Project Warlock 1 for Project Warlock 2, which Luke and Jerry created. So they did an awesome job. I really like that theme. I think you and I like it too, right?
Oh yes, it's stuck. It is stuck in my head actually.
Yeah, so I really like that theme too. And guys, I'm very happy that you joined us. Make sure to watch tomorrow Ivan showing his B.I.O.T.A because not only I'm streaming on Thursdays, but also other Retrovibe developers are streaming on other days of the week. So if you don't have time on Thursdays, you can always watch Ivan on Friday, or you can watch the Tactical Dogs on Wednesday. You can watch Marcin working on Janosik on Tuesday and Sławek working on Shark Punk Verminfall on Monday.
That's
so
a
everyone
good
is
memory. How do you even remember that?
I'm not sure.
Wow, that's impressive.
Everyone is streaming at 7 p.m. Central European time. Make sure to mark that in your calendar if you like our streams. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. And it was awesome, guys, to have you here. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the Steam Project Warlock 2 community department. I will try to respond to your questions and anything you would like to talk about. It was nice to have you here. Thank you for watching, and we'll see us on the next one.
Thank you, guys. See ya.